Hello, how are you? I just wanted to touch base with you today a little bit about my own personal story and that I'm not just a healer anymore. And I've been growing, um, I've been expanding, I've been healing into the higher vibrations. And I wanted to kind of share with you a little bit of my story and background and what I am doing today, what I am trying to do today. And I've been a healer for the past 16 plus years where I've worked with people one-on-one. And basically, we've done lots of quantum healing, as I call it, Ariel quantum healing, my own methodology, where I've witnessed a ton of miracles with people. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Anything from healing pain to helping you increase your self-confidence, to overcoming your fear, to resolve patterns in your life that are dysfunctional, all sorts of stuff, to even things like healing Lyme disease, all sorts of miraculous stuff, even things that doctors sometimes can't figure out what to do or what it is. So it's been a tremendous journey for me. And all the while, I've done lots of work on myself throughout this journey. Basically, my twin flame has awoken me, spiritually woke me up. And that's how I was kind of thrusted into this whole spiritual world of healing. And I started remembering my past lifetimes and then healing them as well as this lifetime. And so, a few years ago, my spirit kind of turned or started closing the doors on my one-on-one practice. And so I've been trying to figure out and scramble with what is it you want me to do, dear spirit? And I got the notion of that I'm supposed to be working with groups, that I'm supposed to be teaching more and leading people. And I kind of didn't quite put the whole picture together. And at the same time, I had a lot of reservations around it. And part of my reservations have been, again, healings I needed to do, past life healings, especially when I came to leading people. I had some painful situations around leading people in my past lifetimes, and they were definitely preventing me from moving forward in my journey. And so luckily, I do know how to recognize, when I procrastinate. And so therefore, I was able to eventually get to it and heal it as I watch myself, get excited about something and move in that direction. All of a sudden, I set it aside and go do something back and go do something different, or, something that I'm familiar with. In other words, fall back into the same old ways of doing things. And this has been going on for quite some time. And recently, again, I had to, do some healings around leadership. And I finally did. And I finally put together a system in which I can teach larger groups, in which I can basically lead you into the fifth dimension. And I called it the 12-month Alchemy to 5D Health and Thriving. It is specifically orientated toward light workers, or people who have divine gifts, as many of us do, and who are perhaps afraid to use them, who haven't fully used them, who are not getting the clientele they need, who are still feeling like they're getting attacked out there, and who want to shape or help shape the new world. Because ultimately, it is about us co-creating this new world with spirit. And part of that co-creation requires us to use our divine gifts and really connect with who we truly are. And that is something that I help you with in this whole system, in this whole process, because it's not easy to align with who we truly are when in the past we've perhaps experienced pain around being who we are. So in other words, if you are a psychic, for example, and you've been burned on the stake for being a witch, that is experiencing pain around who you are, which is a psychic, and perhaps you have an aptitude toward healing people with your psychic abilities. But now you're really afraid. You're afraid that what will people say, how they will judge you, because in the past they did judge you and it caused you your death, and very painful death at that. So, you know, you see what I'm getting at, and we do carry over all this pain from our past lifetimes into the present time. So in present time, when you find yourself procrastinating, it is most likely because of the pain you've experienced around whatever it is you're procrastinating around. And so I have devised an entire system to help you with that, to help you basically overcome, all right, all those fears from the past, to help you get past that procrastination, to be able to basically answer that calling from your soul. You know, are you receiving that calling from the soul to do more, to do greater things, that you have amazing gifts within you, and that you're supposed to in some way be helping out there shape the world, but you may not even know how exactly. But through the process that I take you through in like the shadow work, we're doing some shadow work as part of this whole system. And, you know, what it will help you do as you eliminate through transformation this pain that hasn't been fully resolved, you will more and more align with who you actually are and what your divine gifts are and what your soul actually wants. You'll be able to connect with it better, okay? Because quite often we are cluttered up with, you know, past unresolved pain, and we can't hear our soul very well. But we do hear that soul call. It's getting stronger and stronger for lots of people. And the key is really in, you know, aligning with that through the transformational process of quantum healing, of really healing that unresolved pain, of transforming that properly, not just releasing stuff, all right, but actually transforming, becoming aware, you know, heighten your awareness and experiencing the growth, you know, through that process that you need in order to rise into that fifth dimension, to that higher dimensional living, to be able to make more expansive decisions for yourself rather than restrictive decisions, which happens in the third dimension, the low vibration. We're very restrictive to ourselves. You know, we can't do this, we can't do that. We got to lock down, we got to shut down, we got to, you know, protect ourselves. Those are restrictive decisions. They're coming all from the third dimension. And so in order to be more expansive, in other words, think more about, you know, greater things. How can I flourish? How can I do more? How can I help others flourish? How can I help another person rise in their vibration and so forth? Those are expansive decisions. You know, they don't have fear behind them. And so in order to be able to live in that way, or you live from that space of the higher vibrations, there's work that we need to do. And I know what that work needs to be because I've done it, I've been there, and I can help you do the same. In addition, in this system that I've devised, the 12-month alchemy, that I'm inviting you to check out for yourself, is, you know, so one thing is aligning with yourself, with your authentic self, to be able to get out there and really answer that call. And the other thing is to help you ascend into the higher vibrations, okay? And it is by offloading your karma. It is by offloading that unresolved pain. And that again is through that transformation process, you're offloading it. And so that you can actually rise higher, because pain is heavy in vibration. So by default, it's going to keep you in the low vibrations. And also the key is for us to become the spiritual authority in our own heart on what we do, on our skills, because other people can sense that, whether we feel like we're the authority on it or not. And so then they will either come to you or they won't, right? So it makes a difference in who you attract, you know, or whether you attract clients or not. It makes a huge difference. Your entire vibration, you know, communicates with the universe all the time. So that's one other key factor. And then also, transforming everything that basically is holding you back, because those roadblocks, those spiritual roadblocks, they may feel like an illusion, like you can't see them, but they're very, very powerful. I can tell you that. It'll stop you in your tracks, and it probably is. So if you find yourself, you have a calling, you want to do more and better and bigger and do something greater than yourself and help create the new world, but you find every day goes by and you do nothing, that's procrastination. That's a roadblock in your way. And there is a reason behind it. And it all just depends on how much you are in tune with noticing that, okay, or not. Sometimes we can be very oblivious to these things that are happening inside of us. So, I am inviting you to check my system out, to take a look at it. And I'm happy to, even have a Zoom session with you to talk about, whether this is right for you or not. All you have to do is let me know. And I'm happy to talk to you about it. And, it is for such a reasonable cost that I put this thing together. I mean, if you think about my individual, healing sessions, one session costs $150. And, in the system that I've devised to take you all the way from 3D into 5D, or as far as you can go in the 12-month time frame, I am charging basically around $100 a month, and you can basically have as many healing sessions as you want during that time. You cannot do any better cost-wise than that. I mean, what an amazing investment in yourself. And anybody can afford $100 a month. It's, it's like going to the movies with, with your family is $100. And so what better entertainment than creating your own life and improving your life and really doing something that is so greater than yourself to really help shape this new world. Because, we are creating constantly with our vibration and what's in it. So what's in your vibration, right? If it's got unresolved stuff, it's all 3D pain, you're basically supporting a third dimension. If you're using paradigm shifts that, have you running to the doctor every time your big toe hurts, you're supporting the third dimension. I've done physical healings on myself now very differently. For a number of years, I found my own cures in many cases, and a very different way of doing things. I've worked with water as a information holder to create supplements that are no longer accessible in the market even, because they're taking all of that away from us, all that stuff that works, but we're getting smarter and we're moving up higher into the dimension, and we're not participating in 3D anymore. At least I'm not. How about you? And so I really invite you to check out the system that can help you move forward in your journey, because I've been there, done that, I've been where you are, and so anyway, I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope you will, take that call from your soul to heart, because we are in 2022. This is the year of creation. This is the year of manifestation, of doing. So I hope that you will answer that call from your soul and follow your heart and get the help you need, because it is here. It's available for those of us who walked some of that journey already. And I'm looking forward to possibly working with you. Namaste.